Hey, zombie fans. Today I want to do something a little different for you. I wanted to tell you about Zombiegeddon. I promised someone I'd make this video when we played it again. We played it last year, and I set it all out. We didn't get all the way through it, but we did plot it all out. And today I just wanted to show you what Zombiegeddon looks like when you have all the expansions and a little bit extra from Twilight Creations. So here it is. Okay, zombie fans. So I think I have everything set up here and how I want to show you how this went. On the last one, how it go for games going forward. Everyone starts with a bingo card where this came from Dead Time Stories. And once they fill this out and they don't have anything else, they throw away the card. They don't get one. Each player in our game start with one of these characters. They get to pick who it is, or you could randomly decide. But I let everyone pick. The thing is, once that character is dead, they're out of the game and they have to pick another card from the remaining cards in the deck. Now, there's only 10 cards here. So if you're playing, we played 6 players last time. And if we ever run out of cards, then what the rule is that person does not have a character and they're playing plain Jane. So it makes you care about not dying a little bit more when you have a character. I'm just going to tell you something. Me and Jack, baby, we went the whole way last game. Anyway, so that's kind of how they're going to start off. Now, how our storyline goes, it's going to be different for everyone. If you don't have all the expansions here, I kind of have them all leaned out here. I'm going to take the camera out to kind of show you each one. We're also going to be incorporating minis from Bump in the Night, Dante's Inferno, Little Dead Riding Hood, all from Twilight Creations, and even some little homebrew factions I made myself, which I'll explain later. But let me taking this off the mount here. Shaky cam time here as I go and show you where everyone starts. We've always started here. Now we don't divide them into groups because instead of having 16 players for Zombiegeddon, I only have 6 now. It seems like, or less. But anyway, we start in Zombies 8 in the Straitjacket. From there, they go to my own expansion. I did a review for this a long time ago about my hometown here. We made our own games here. You can definitely just pass by this if you don't have the Zombie 666, but you have your own homebrew copy of it. You can put it here. On the helipad there, I have the wrestlers from Humans. They are a 6 to kill. And you don't have to clear out the entire helipad, but you have to clear out a few of them because they'll populate the entire helipad. Also up here, from there, they're going into the military zone where they are fighting again, from Humans 2, this is the Navy zombie, and he's a 6 to kill as well. Once you clear them, then you're going to find out on that helipad what was the big secret. Well, it brings you over to Martians because the military was hiding Martians this whole time. So now the rules kind of change. You're fighting Martians. Martians do count towards your total zombie count if they are killed. And you're going to have to play this game. You're going to have to find the 3 matching tokens to destroy one of the saucers. But in this case, you destroy one and you steal one and you go out into outer space. But then you find out, oh no, outer space is populated with zombies. Let's get back to Earth. So you play the regular game here and then return back to Earth. Martians was a bad idea. You crash land into the big building from Zombies 11. Again, from Humans, I replaced these for the CEOs in the game that you'll have to, no, the VIP, I can't remember, the chairman of the board, some board members you have to save. So you have to rescue one each as you're doing it. So you're still playing the game here. You can kill the zombie CEO. We said that he would count for, I believe, 5 zombie kills because he is a 9 to kill, one of the hardest people in the game to kill. From there, you exit out into the big sprawling city where you're going to have the base game city. You're going to have humans, zombies on the doctors in all the hospital squares. The lawyer is in all the banks because you're adding Zombies 10 as well. You're adding Zombies 6 as well. So everyone's get 2 sewer tokens as well. We're not going to go with the addiction. We thought that was a little too too fedly to get to the addiction there. So we kind of skip the addictions there. We do the sewer tokens there, and we play the base game. Now from there, and we also put the deck 3.5 in there as well. Now from there, this is usually where it ends, is when we get to Zombies 3 here. My last game, we ended here. But you go to the mall, and on the helipad are the rock star who's trying to sell his he's in all the music album areas. He's in those. So whenever you see the music places, that's where he just fills up all of them. He has a 6 to kill as well, as are the lawyer and the doctor. But once you get there, you can make it to the helipad and escape. Or can you? Because like I said, a normal game has only ended. The last game ended here. But if it were to go further, here's the next place they would go to. It's Cthulhu. And of course, the rules would change. It'd go to the Cthulhu, where you would have to get all the matching rune tokens or whatever, destroy one tile by the prophets. Once you do that, this is all about insanity. You're going insane again. You don't know what's going on. You find yourself in a fun house from Zombie 7 with the clowns and everything. So you're trying to get out of the fun house and then get out of there. go straight into a zoo. You're cruising through the zoo with all the zombie creatures, trying to avoid all those awful, awful animals. And there is another scenario, I believe it's in Dead Time Stories, that attributes different kill counts. Like some of them will be a 3, some will be a 4 or 5 to kill, or 5 or 6 to kill. And we do add and play that in there where some animals are more dangerous than others. But from there, you're going to Zombies 5, and you're trying to get to the helipad. In the helipad is cheerleader zombies, of course, because they're on campus there. And the cheerleader zombie, and by the way, you do play with the guts tokens when you play here. Only here do you play with guts. And then once you beat one of the cheerleaders, you get to the center of the pad. Of course, it's going to crash land because these helicopters are not very stable here in the Zombiegeddon apocalypse. And you're going to go back to the city again. Now, in this one, we just include this one because it does include the infection tokens. And as you know, that can be really hard because you can turn into a zombie and die. You can lose the game or lose your character here. And the game is designed, in my opinion, to make things harder and harder as you go along with it. But if you can make it to the desert, you move your way through the desert, fighting over water like you would in this game here, and then moving finally to Vegas. This game oddly ends in Vegas. So you go through Vegas, you play at least 3 games like you would in the base game, the little party games, beat 3 games in Vegas, but instead of returning to the center tile, you're trying to find the entrance to the Museum of Weird, because of course that would be in Vegas. And you're going through the Museum of Weird and seeing all the weird stuff. But after you've seen the weird stuff and you've gotten your brains and you've done your time in there, I can't remember exactly now that I think about it. You have to go through there. Once you've made it through, you've explored everything, gotten what you need, you're going to end up going into here. And this place here is the graveyard. You're going to pass through the graveyard here. And in the graveyard, from Bump in the Night, are bats and cats, which are just like the dogs. And they take a 4, 5, and 6 to kill. However, they only hit you with half a point off, half a heart off. And they can be on the same square as a zombie kid and zombie human. So you could have a kid and a human and a cat all on the same space. Or, 2 of each, 2 pets or a child and 3 pets or whatnot. So you can have up to 3 zombies on one square if you add those pets in there. And then, of course, these are the little ghosts and spooks here. And what they appear up, 2 of them appear up on any graveyard site. No, not graveyard site. They appear on some of the buildings. You'll put them in buildings along with the graveyard here. And they are a 6 to kill. It's hard to bust some ghosts. Plus, they move 2 spaces every round when you move them. So they're a lot faster. And then finally, in every graveyard will be a Grim Reaper. Oh, he's a 7 to kill. He's even harder to kill. But again, we're getting to the end here, so it makes the game harder. If you can pass through the graveyard and end into the woods, well, this is honestly some of the last rounds for zombies, and you have zombie werewolves. How do we put them in there? Well, the card Full Moon Fever, we just divide it up, say, hey, you get to place X amount of werewolves on the board. If the cabin's there, they all populate on the cabin. When they move 3 spaces, and they are an 8 to kill. Yes, they're huge. This is from Little Dead Riding Hood. But werewolf zombies, yeah, we had to put those in there. Now, if no one has still won, no one's gotten the kills. In fact, I'm thinking about putting this up to 75 kills. But if no one's won it this way, then when you read the Necronomicon, you and everyone else get sucked into medieval. The game just starts over, kind of a hard reset, where you try to play all 3 levels of medieval to get the Necronomicon back to the castle or into the tunnel, that's through the tunnels or whatnot, or get the correct spell to win the game. Also, from the pit, every round when the pit's discovered, comes out these little demons. They are 8 to kill. These can move a whole square per turn, and the rest of them can move 3 spaces, just like the zombie werewolf, because things are harder, and they require an 8 to kill. And once they're all out, then the devil himself, Beelzebub, comes out, and he is, of course, just like the zombie CEO, he's a 9 to kill if you can kill him. And they're worth 0 points in the game. In fact, at this point, it's just whoever gets the Necronomicon to win. And that is the setup for Zombiegeddon 2024. So that was Zombiegeddon 2024. Now, Matt, you're thinking, Matt, do I have to buy all of those other games that you pillage pieces from? No, because Twilight Creations is selling the individual figures. I had to buy the game a long time ago, but now they're selling all those individual figures online. So you can just buy all the individual figures, and it won't cost you that much at all to get all those figures. So it's actually cheaper. But I believe they have all the figures that I just named. One I forgot to name is the miner zombie. He's the coal miner zombie. And humans, we put him on the subway spaces in 6. and I forgot to dig him out. But that's the only exception to it. That minor zombie will be in the subway stations for Zombie 6. Other than that, I'm thinking about upping the kill count. We were supposed to play this as of this video. We were supposed to play it this past weekend, and everyone wanted to play TI4. I just showed them TI4. They couldn't get over it, so they wanted to play it one more time, so we did. And but I wish we could have played this, because maybe starting on the next one, I may go ahead and do this. The kill count needs to get to 75, because to be honest, there's only been 2 people in the history of the game who's ever gotten past 75, and that's me and my wife. Once we just kept going to see, how many we could until we died. And she got, I believe, 77, and I got 82, 81, 80. I just barely beat her, but we both went out in a ball of flame. It was fun. But it's super hard to get 75. So maybe up it to 75, which that way, I mean, we made it through, as you saw, almost 50% of the expansions. 48% of the expansions went through, and that's usually how the game is ending now, just because there's more expansions. Because back when I first did this, I think Zombies 9 was out, but 10 was not. So anything 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, those weren't. And Cthulhu, well, we did put Cthulhu in too. But the game just doesn't last as long. So making it 75 kills will make it uber hard, especially toward the end. And maybe we'll finally make it to medieval and have to play it that way. I love Zombies. For anyone who's watching this for the first time, saying, Matt, what was the deal with Zombies here? This was the game that got me into board games. I was on a radio show. I was hosting a radio show back in the day, and we were talking about odd board games was the topic, and the guy brought up Zombies. After we went to break, I turned to him and said, is there really a game like that? And he went, yeah. And so I had him bring it by my house. We played it, and the rest was history. I've been in the board game hobby ever since. Zombies is a very simple game of roll and move and playing cards, either to help you or screw other players. It's very simple. The rules change a little bit as you go from expansion to expansion. Nothing really that hard, kind of light, mindless fun. I absolutely love it. I'll never get rid of it. This used to be the game we used to play every week. And then slowly, I nursed my gaming group off of playing Zombies every week to play other games. And now we only play Zombies maybe once a year, which is kind of sad. I would like to play it more often. But from here on out, it's just going to be Zombiegeddon, so we just dedicate a day to play it. It's still on the table to be played again. And I'll probably play through the Dead Time Stories expansion too, because I really enjoyed that expansion there. But other than that, and do you need Dead Time Stories? No, you don't. Just adds extra flavor for the game. And of course, you can feel to mix and match with whatever expansions you have too. But I did promise that the next time we did Zombiegeddon, I'd do it. And by the way, who won? Me. They were all to the mall, and to be honest, if I hadn't gotten it, we probably would have gone a little bit further. And I was not close to dying. I had plenty of bullets by that point. But anyway, love Zombies, love the game. There's Zombiegeddon. All right, folks, that's it for now, zombie players. But I'll see you next time with another video.